What is going on, Thumbthumbs? This is Swampert 2 bringing you guys our Week 6 PGL Team Builder video for the PGL, the Pokemon Global League. Us, the Salt Lake City Swamperts, are going to be taking on Coach Versus in the Gardevoir Guardian. So if you guys are excited about this matchup, definitely leave a like down below. Now, I'm unfortunately late to the game of getting this battle going. Hopefully by the time you guys see this, it should be up during the right time. Hopefully everything's on the right schedule now, but currently right now I believe Versus is sitting at a 4-1 while we are sitting at a 1-4, so it's definitely an uphill battle for us. I'm not sure unless we go on a crazy winning streak like we did with LDL that we'll make it to playoffs, but nonetheless I'm going to put the best effort I can, but at the same time I'm gonna just try and have fun with this team. Like I said at the end of the battle video for week 5, just this team is so different for me. It's very weird coming into a team that's already been drafted and try and change things up with the limited amount of trades that I had. I'm not complaining about it. It just was a new situation for me for this season. I regret not picking up PGL when I was asked originally. It won't happen again. Dang it. But anyway, let's go ahead and break down Versus team, what I think he's going to be bringing, then go into my team and let me discuss what I'm bringing. So, up first, he's got the Ambipom. Ambipom's such a fun mon. I've been wanting to draft it quite a few number of times, but there are just other mons in that tier that I've chosen over it, but it's a really awesome mon. It's got base 115 speed, 110 attack, if I'm not mistaken, something along those lines, to it's got really a nice ability such as Skill Link and Technician, so it can really hurt us. It can run that Bullet Seed for our Mega Swampert. It can run Tail Slap, which could hurt a lot. It could run that normal gem Fake Out, I think is a thing still. Very, very powerful mon. Wonderful Fake Out user because it gets a stab, can U-turn and all that stuff. Gets knockoff, gets elemental punches. Very fun mon to use. Very, very fast mon. So it just barely outspeeds our Lycanroc by 3 points. So it's very, very tricky mon to get around. And if we're not careful, can honestly put in the hurt if it's Bandit or a Choice Scarf set. Next up is going to be Arcanine. Arcanine is really cool in the fact that it can be run more so defensively and physically attacking at the same time, just depending on the set that you want. Physically, it's got like Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, Close Combat, Outrage. Like, it's got a really cool open moveset. On the defensive side of things, you can run things like Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, Morning Sun, Flamethrower. What else? Hidden powers, of course, but no. What really makes Arcanine really bulky in that regard is that it's a really good physical defensive wall with Intimidate, being able to lower our physical attack by 1 stage. Hopefully we'll be able to play around that. I do have quite a bit of physical attackers, honestly. However, if we're just able to whittle this thing down and prevent it from really putting a lot of hurt on us, we'll be in really good shape here. Keep them on the field for as long as we can and just hit them as hard as we can. Up next, another really good defensive, powerful wall is going to be Armaldo. I've used it a little bit in the past. Very, very bulky mon, rock and bug type, so not the best typing, but definitely not the worst. Does get access to Rapid Spin and Stealth Rock, so we do have to be careful of that knockoff X-Scissor. Does get access to Aqua Jet as well, if I'm not mistaken. So it gets access to some kind of water move, and I think it might be Aqua Jet. I can't remember exactly, but a very, very bulky mon. Can be brought for rapid spinning, but can also go on the offensive and be extremely bulky, even on the special side with an Assault Vest. Believe me, I know, I've done it against a Victini, against Squid once. So there's that. Up next, it's going to be Celebi. Celebi is really cool in the fact that it has the base 100 stats across the board, a grass and psychic type. Not the best typing if you ask me, but this thing can set up Stealth Rocks. It could be physical or special, of course. Not really seeing it as more of a bulky set, honestly. I see it, honestly, as maybe a Stealth Rocks kind of Choice Scarf kind of mon. I see it, honestly, coming in to handle our Mega Swampert. Just because it honestly handles it really, really well, unless we do have the rain up against it. But that's not going to be the case this week, spoiler alert. Other than that, it's a really cool mon, I'm not going to lie, but just Celebi is just one of those mons where it's like, it's cool, But I just don't. If he does bring it, it's only for Mega Swampert. But up next is going to be Dragonite, a really cool, powerful mon. Surprisingly, I forgot that Dragonite was base 80 speed. I spent this whole time thinking it was base 100 speed, when in fact it is base 80, so that's really good to know. Has that multi-scale ability that allows it to at least live one really super effective hits until we break it from max health. Other than that, things like Banded Extreme Speed are very powerful against us, as well as maybe a Dragon Dance Lumberry set, or maybe a Dragon Dance Weakness Policy is something I know I've seen a lot, so we definitely have to play it safe, make sure that we are able to break the multi-scale quickly and thoroughly. Otherwise, this Dragonite could honestly sit up in front of our face and just really put the hurt on us. Another potential threat, it could come special. Just because we do have the rain on our team, and a special hurricane set with Dragonite will really put the hurt on us, considering it does get that stab from the hurricane. So it's up in the air of what it could be, what sets could be brought. If he does bring the special set, I'm honestly not that worried. I definitely have the right mons to handle it in that regard. So yeah, you never know. Up next is going to be almost like Gardevoir, Gastrodon. Gastrodon is really fun mon. I love Gastrodon so much. Very bulky. It can be both physically or especially bulky, just depending on what you want. I definitely see it coming as a physical bulk for our Mega Swampert, because there's really not a lot, if anything, that Mega Swampert can do to us. This thing gets access to Scald, Waterfall, Earthquake, Earth Power, of course. Recover Sol on this thing is so amazing, and it could hurt us in the long run. My voice is still going out, you guys, I'm so sorry. Other than that, if we try and set up with it, it does get access to Haze, and I think it gets access to Haze, and then what's the other one? There's a toxic version of it, I can't remember. Acid Spray or something like that, or Acid something, I can't remember what it is, but anyway, it deletes all stats, so if we try and get any buffs, we go +1 with something, or +2. This thing can come in, eat a hit if it can, and honestly just put us back to our starting position. So it's really awesome defensive mon. I definitely see him bringing it. And if he does, I'm going to be ready for it. Unless he has the Rindo Berry. That's the one thing that's going to scare me the most, is a Rindo Berry Gastrodon. So I'm gonna jinx myself with it now. I know I'm going to jinx myself. You wait until the battle video comes up. You watch, I'm going to jinx myself. Other than that, up next we have the Lucario. Lucario is really cool. It has setup and priority on both physical and special sides. It has Sword Stance, and it also has Nasty Plot. Access to Extreme Speed, as well as, what is it called? Aura Sphere, I believe, has the priority. No, Vacuum Wave. So both of these sets are very scary for me, I'm not going to lie. Other than that, it can do different things like, of course, close combat. It got the upgrade to Meteor Mash this time with Gen 7 with move tutors. So very scary mon, I'm not going to lie. Other than that, we honestly have a lot of answers to it, I want to say. Just the problem is definitely going to be if it sets up with the Extreme Speed. That to me is more, it's going to hurt more if he's brought physical. I'm almost hoping that for some reason he brings a special set with a Nasty Plot, because that would benefit me more in the long run. Up next is going to be a mon I love that's near and dear to my heart, the Nidoking. Nidoking is definitely coming 100%. Nidoking puts in so much pressure, whether it be Life Orb, Modest, or Choice Scarf. With that Sheer Force ability, just giving it so much extra power. It's just a powerful mon, has a really tremendous move set, has access to Rocks and Toxic Spikes. It's very scary. I know it's won me. It's gotten me a couple 6-0s, honestly, in the past. So it's amazing mon, and it's gonna hurt to see it on the other side of the field. Up next is going to be Porygon 2. Bulky mon, absolutely bulky mon with that EVO Light. It gives it tremendous bulk. Has access to Recover as well. Unless you Toxic this thing, there's really not a way to get rid of it unless you hit it as hard as you can, as fast as you can. Otherwise, it's just going to sit on the field and recover off, Toxic you down, burn you, or get it off a Tri-Attack or some kind. Has access to Trace, Levitate, and, if I'm not mistaken, Trace, Levitate, and Analytic, I want to say? No, there's another one. Download, that's what it is. Download. I really pulled a brain fart. That's the one I was going to start with, but no, Download. So if it gets that +1, and any kind of set that that it appreciates, it's still going to be putting out a good chunk of damage to us, so we got to be careful. And it's got bolt beam coverage, so very, very scary bulky mon that can honestly sit on the field all day, kind of like Arcanine. Pairs really nicely with Arcanine if you ask me, and just will ruin us. Up next is going to be his Mega, who is going to be that Mega Sableye. Nothing but the bulk on his team. Like, seriously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his mons, half of his team, over half of his team, can be brought as bulk. 7 if you want to count Nidoking as well. Such a bulky mon. With the Magic Guard, it makes it really, really hard to try and get up rocks or any type of hazards against him. He can easily switch that in. Will-O-Wisp is a thing. Calm Mind. Substitute sets are a thing with this stupid Sableye. It's going to be a very big problem, honestly. There's not a whole lot I have, and the mons I do have to really take it down can only do so much because it is so bulky, so hopefully we'll be able to wear this thing down quickly enough to where that doesn't happen. So yeah, there is that. And last but not least is going to be Togetic, another Eviolite user, Defogger. Really interesting mon for sure. It's very flying type, so rounds out that Fairy Dragon Steel Core with Dragonite and Lucario. Helps with the with the ground weakness for Lucario and everything. Has access to different things like Air Slash, Dazzling Gleam, Flamethrower. I'm not sure if it gets Fire Blast, but I'm willing to bet it does. Roost, Nasty Plot. Like, this thing could set up honestly and be a little bit more bulky to try and just take out mons alongside of it. And if I'm not mistaken, it also gets Wish, I want to say. Don't quote me on that last one, but that's popping up in my head. But as far as the mons I think he's going to be bringing, Nidoking is definitely coming 100%. Lucario, Mega Sableye, Porygon, Gastrodon, and Arcanine. I definitely see those 6 coming. They're the ones that make the most sense to me. Other than that, he can definitely throw in the Ambipom somewhere just to go ahead and outspeed everything. Celebi, like I said, can definitely come for our Mega Swampert. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and just jump into our team. Starting off, you can't face the Gardevoir Guardians without bringing the Gardevoir Sugar Plum. Where Gardevoir is going to be making her entrance here, holding the Psychium Z, very fun set that I do have this week. I've used this set once before on, who was it? It was Hoopa Unbound when I was in PBL for the quick 2 minutes I was in there. But I have Moonblast, Psychic, Energy Ball, and Ally Switch. Now, this is very strange to see Ally Switch, I know, but Psychium Z Ally Switch, regardless if the Ally Switch goes off or not, gives my Gardevoir a +2 in speed. So +2, doubling our speed automatically is phenomenal. I'm running a Modest Nature with just enough speed to go ahead and outspeed. It was a max speed, I want to say, Dragonite. It was a max speed Dragonite. Before Dragon Dance, of course. But all in all, very, very cool. I have the trace ability on there just in case we can try and trace something alongside of a mon. So Moonblast hits a lot of things, Psychic hits a lot of things, Energy Ball helps us with the Gastrodon primarily. And so, yeah, we can really hit things very, very hard. The things that really stand in the way, of course, are going to be pretty much his Eviolite mons. Like, seriously, those Eviolite mons are going to be a problem, and the Arcanine. However, if I wear them down enough, I can get that Ally Switch up, go ahead and just go on the offensive with it. And Moonblast at this range, because it is max modest, does 2-shot a somewhat specially defensive Mega Sableye. I'm not sure if it's going... Once again, you never know what set's going to be brought, so hopefully we'll be able to do enough damage output to go ahead and 2-shot this thing so it doesn't just recover stall in front of us all day. Hopefully that's not the case, and I'm really liking this set. I think it's a really fun new set, newer set that I haven't been using. I haven't been using a lot of Z Crystals, honestly, so it's at least effectively and in newer ways. Sorry, I dropped my phone. And yeah, I'm excited to see if I can use Gardevoir to this way against someone whose mascot is Gardevoir. Up next, you guys, oh, you know what, I didn't even put her on the freaking screen. What's wrong with me? Up next, you guys, making his debut is going to be the Wu-Tang Clan of the Kamao variety. Very fun set that I've always, usually liked to bring with is the Lumberry. Dragon Dance set, if someone wants to try and Will-O-Wisp us or Toxic us, we have the Lumberry there for safekeeping. I have Dragon Claw, Poison Jab, Close Combat. This moveset makes the best sets. We have Dragon Claw just for overall damage. We hit the Dragonite the hardest. We have Poison Jab specifically for that Togetic. After a +2, we can 2-shot. It's going to be hard to get to +2, but I believe in us. Close Combat, I believe helps, after a +1 gives us a 2-hit knockout on the Porygon 2. So the only thing I really wish I could have had is Earthquake alongside this to help us with the Arcanine. Other than that, you know, this is a very, very powerful set, very, very fun mon. Close Combat helps us out where Earthquake really could have been there with like the Lucario and stuff, and if not that, then Dragon Claw would just come around and just hit something for an extremely huge amount of damage. Jolly, max attack, max speed. We speed type with a Nidoking, so if Nidoking comes and we have to guarantee we're at a +1 to try and speed tie with them, I definitely see that as a possibility. Definitely see Nidoking Scarf. That's just like, Nidoking Scarf was just always on my mind throughout the entire time I had him, and it makes the most sense here. But yeah, it's a fun set. Hopefully Wu-Tang Clan comes through for us this week. I'm excited to use them. Hopefully I can use them a little bit better in the upcoming weeks, but for now, let's focus on this battle. Up next, of course, it's going to be a Thea, whose moves and abilities I did not put on. That's weird. That's very weird. Okay, well, let me go ahead and put this on right now. I don't know why this is why didn't I put this on? Like, seriously. Is that right? Let me double check. Going through all this. Yeah. Okay. So Choice Banded, 164, a Jolly Nature to go ahead and speed creep on that Dragonite before a Dragon Dance. So it gives us a little bit more bulk. I wanted to run Adamant just for that extra damage, but we barely missed outspeeding it. No, not the Dragonite. I still think in its place 100, the Celebi. The Cell Rock allows us just to hit things for some super effective, versus some quick priority damage. We have Stone Edge, which obliterates so much on his team. 2-shots so many things, if not 1-shots. We just got to make sure we land them. Drill Run does the same thing. We can still 2-shot after an Intimidate from a very bulky Arcanine. Actually, I think it was a max defense bulky Arcanine. We can go ahead and Drill Run that thing to Oblivion. And then Crunch is primarily there to help us with the Celebi, as well as the, I want to say it was the Sableye. I don't know why that took me so long to figure out. But no, it's a very, very powerful set. Choice Band just hits so hard. I love using Choice Band to Cell Rock. It's just like, it's that extra thing if something's set up or if something's trying to, you know, hurt me with some priority. I have a faster priority with a band, so there's that. I need to put Thea on the screen too. Jeez, this team builder is just terrible. But yeah. There's Thea up next, of course, alongside a band. We need to have a Scarf, and it is time for the Scarf God to grace us this week. We have the Scarf Pelipper, you guys. Nexus. That's right, our range setter Nexus is going to be our Scarfamon. Timid nature with 204 in speed, 252 in HP. I mean, 252 special attack, 48 in HP, 4 in special defense just because. Choice Scarf does so much. Like, seriously, we do so much damage here. We have Surf, Hurricane, Hydro Pump, and U-Turn. U-Turn is there just for some fun initiative. If we can call it right for the Celebi, we can definitely U-Turn out on that and do over half. I think it's upwards of even 64% to this Celebi. Other than that, Surf hits extremely hard in the rain. It's a better choice than Scald, even though I would like to get Burns. It's not necessarily needed. So I opted out for the damage output instead. Hurricane, of course, 100% accurate with the rain up. And, of course, Hydro Pump pretty much knocks out so many things there, if not 2 shots. It's so crazy how much damage output Rain Hydro Pump does. I was so close to running this Sing Modest. You would not believe how close I was to running this Sing Modest. But literally, it was, I want to say, 4 points of speed. It was literally 4 points of speed that I needed extra to go ahead and outspeed an Ambipom Jolly Nature by 1 point to run max speed Modest. I needed 4 more points of speed. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, so I had to run I had to run the Timid, which sucks because the damage output was real with Modest. But hopefully we'll be able to do something like that in the past. But no, Nexus is going to put in the work for us. I can honestly feel it. I almost want to lead it with Nexus, just to see what he would want to do, because things like Dragonite don't want to take Hurricane or Hydro Pump. We can definitely bait the Gastrodon with the Storm Drain and go for Hurricane. We could just go ahead and just U-turn full out just to see, because things that would set up Stealth Rocks are going to be the Celebi, the Armaldo, and the Nidoking. And as long as the Nidoking's not scarfed, which I don't know why it would be, to be a lead at least, we can U-turn out and go into a better Mon. So very, very fun set. Seriously, such a fun set to be bringing. It's very offensive so far, but now let's get into some of our walls. He wasn't really able to shine last week, but I'm going to go ahead and give him another chance. We're going to be bringing Soul Smasher, our Dusknoir, to the game. Very bulky defensive set. Toxic Protect Stall Pressure set. I really, really like this, being able to get the Toxic off, start forcing enemies, get Protect off, try and stall them out for the Toxic turns, get some leftovers back, and if I take a big hit, I have Pain Split on there, and then everything besides the Togetic and the Dragonite, I can Earthquake pretty much everything for some damage, a lot of it super effective damage, and if not, then I can just go ahead and Toxic instead against the mons that don't want to fly above me. So it'll definitely wear them down to bulky walls. Really, really like it. Very different set. We got 252 HP, 100 in attack. I believe we can still potentially even knock out a Nidoking that doesn't have any HP investment from full. And on top of that, with our defense as sky high as it is at 135, we can definitely go ahead and live anything at a +1 or a +2 from Lucario or Dragonite. So that's going to be really, really nice to be able to go in Earthquake, say the Lucario, Toxic the Dragonite. And so this is definitely my response to any big setup mons like that. The only thing that's difficult is definitely going to be that stupid Mega Sableye. Mega Sableye is the only one that I can't do that to, which sucks, but, you know, it's whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. And last but not least, you guys, is going to be Torzondis, our Tornadus Therium form, holding the Assault Vest. I realize he doesn't have a lot of special attackers, and the things that he does, I can honestly eat a lot of hits from. In fact, live wonderful hits from. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Assault Vest Tornadus with 212 in speed with the hasty nature, just to even out our damage output so I'm not pulling back on anything. 212 allows us to outspeed that... My apologies, that Ambipom by 1 point, of course. We got 252 special attack, 4 in attack, 40 in HP, just so we're at that odd HP amount for rocks if he does decide to bring them. I'm not bringing any Defog. Like I said, just Defog is just such a problem in of itself to bring and guarantee that I can get it off when I would rather just go on the offensive. If I take damage, it's okay. I got Regenerator on one Mon, and the other Mon's meant to sit there and just blow holes in his team. So Hurricane knockoff. Two very standard moves. U-turn just for more U-turn shenanigans. Hurricane helps with the rain up. Even if I don't have the rain up, I'm definitely going to be risking it. Or I have knockoff for a safe hit to go ahead and hit things like potential weakness policy Dragonite to get those Eviolites off of the Duck and the Egg, Togetic, and Porygon. Grass not primarily there, of course, for that. Gastrodon's such a big threat for me. I feel like I can easily handle it. I live Ice Beams all day with against this thing. And then, like I said, U-turn. U-turn on a couple mons just allows me to get that initiative. And yeah, that's going to be my team. Let me know down below what you guys think about my team, about me not bringing Mega Swampert this week. Hopefully it pays off for us. There were definitely a couple things I could have brought. Emboar was a wonderful possibility. There was Miltank, of course. Vileplume was a big potential here as well, but I just felt like it just didn't fit fully with the team. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. The battle should be going up tomorrow. I actually got to get ready. I got to trade and get my Mons from Jetman 99, and I have 30 minutes to get ready for this battle. So that's going to do it for me, you guys. Once again, if you're new here, please subscribe, leave a like down below, hit that bell notification to know when I post new videos all the time. But I'm going to get up out of here. My name is Thumbbrother 2, and I'll see you guys in the next video.